Let's bring in Mick Aussie right now. Mick Aussie. All right, Mick. Would you be a punter or a field goal kicker? I'm a punter. I don't want the game on the line with you. I'm gonna go with punting, Dave. No offense. All right. Yeah, so, are you a better punter or a field goal kicker?
I never played soccer, so definitely a punter. And if I had the choice of a CFL ball or an Aussie footy ball or an NFL, I'd probably go with the CFL. It's a bit bigger and it's got a pointier end, but no, I can punt. We used to do the
yards
punt,
can you
we call
punt?
it.
Like when you used to kick at the goalpost, like on the goals playing Aussie footy, how far could you punt it from?
Well, what would happen if you were within 50 meters? You would do an end over end drop punt, right?
No, not meters. Meters. How many yards?
Probably 50 meters would be 54 yards or something like that.
Wow. You can kick it 54 yards?
I could do it in my prime. I could do an end over end 54 yards.
Punter, 54 yards.
But hey, a screw punt more. Yeah. So that's why you see in the Aussie footy. Punt. Yeah.
Wait a second. You can throw a curveball and a slider like a baseball. You can punt a ball, so you can do you call it a screw punt or an end over end. You can control that the way you kick it.
Okay, Darren Bennett was the first Aussie that came into the NFL. And he did the end-over-end punt for accuracy. And now you see just about all the NFL guys have learnt the end-over-end drop punt, we call it. Whereas you call the torpedo or the screw punt is the normal punt that the NFL guys do for distance.
Well, I would have thought, Mick. I told you. He's giving us some...
And that's actually... You're right, because I asked that question... Like last year or the year before, I asked somebody, why are all the punts going end over end? Because they used to be spirals.
And harder to catch.
That much. Yes, they are harder to catch, but Mick says they're more accurate. I had no idea. That's awesome.
You know, it's like Bill Belichick always had a left. He always wants a left-footed punter because of the same thing. The spin is different. On the left, he says, the little things that Belichick thinks of, like you got to be left-footed to be his punter. I think it's that little edge. Just that little edge. What about hang time, Mick? That's impressive. But you did play. I'm betting you can't kick a ball 54 yards now.
Oh, that's awesome. Not now. No, come on. Not now.
That would have been impressive as hell.
What about you, Gabe? What about hang time, though? Can you boot it like really high up, like as high as you want? Like if someone told you, all right, boot it really high up there. Get some hang time?
So when I was a kid in high school, I was trying to be a kicker because I wanted to play hockey, but I wanted to be on a football team too. I played freshman football, and I hated practice. I was like, this is dumb. Why are we killing our bodies and all this other stuff? I don't get enough time. I said to this guy, I'm going to learn how to kick because I had strong legs from hockey. So I took lessons from a guy who was a kicker in college, and I learned how to kick. I could kick a field goal up to 45 yards when I was in high school. And I learned how to punt, too. He said, you better learn how to punt in case you don't make it as the kicker. They'll make you punt, so you can do both. So at that time, I could probably punt a ball. Florida State.
Yeah, big play. Yeah. The total's dead.
Sorry. Damn it. But so right now, screwing around at the field probably in the summer with the kids because the kid played flag football. I was punting a ball, 35 yards, something like that right now. I could kick it really high in the air. Distance is hard now. I can boom it straight up, but it don't go nowhere. So I'd have to start stretching again and see how much I could kick it far. But I loved punting. The guys that came from Australia, that guy Mick just mentioned, he would tackle people on special teams.
Big dude, Darren Bennett. Yeah.
Oh, man. That was his name, Darren Bennett. Yeah. He was a beast, right, Mick?
Oh, absolutely. And he played AFL football, VFL for the Melbourne Demons. And he was one of the very top players in the AFL for a few years. And then there's been lots followed. But Mac McBriar, who played for the Cowboys and a few other teams, the Aussie, he was one of the first ever to hit Jerry Jones's scoreboard because he had such a big leg. And I met him at Pro Ball as well. But now this company in Australia, Pro Kick Australia, they have kids all over the NCAA. They've done really, really well.
It's almost like Finland for goalies. If you want a punter now, Dave, you get an Australian kid. Like they have an academy out there and stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
Dude, almost you watch college football. Like just sprinkled throughout the day. You're on the punters from Australia. You're like all the
Are they the guys that take the 3 steps to the side and then kick it? Or
they like that. They like that little run to the side thing and build it because they're used to kicking in motion playing AFL football, right? Because you're running, right? You're used to the motion of it. So it's like, all right, let me get a little running start and I'll really boot it for you, coach. You know what I mean? That's why they like it. They're like, all right, yeah, you go for it, right? But what's impressive, Mick, about you guys in the AFL is everybody can kick, Dave, right? Like so imagine like AFL football, Dave, you got the goalpost.
Yeah.
You can get a touchdown by booting it like through the upright, like from the 50-yard line when you're running. The only thing is people are trying to take your head off when you do it. You don't get to set up. Right? So, you don't get to set up.
So every guy on the field can do that? You don't have to be designated a specific
and
guy?
some guys are better at it than others, right? But everybody's got to be able to kick, Mick, from 35, 40 yards is standard, right?
Yeah.
Yards, 35. Like, Dave, so imagine it's like a 35-yard field goal, bro, and the uprights are tight. And any guy in the field gets a free kick, and they're pissed if you don't make it. There's no one on the field in front of you. So imagine, Dave, like saying, all right, now the tight end, you get to kick the ball through the upright on a punt any way you want. But if you know what I mean, it wouldn't end well. It wouldn't end well. Like, you know what I mean? Like they'd be shanking it all over the place. Like the Aussies are athletic. It's a great sport. Part football, part like punting, part like, you know what I mean?
Mick, is that ball, is the texture of that ball like an NFL football, or is that harder, softer, or is that what do you think as far as that?
Hold on, Dave. Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt. I see someone in our chat here. Paul says most people in this chat would be able to kick 55 yards.
Field goals or punts?
Neither. These guys, come on.
I'll bet that no. We'll make a line. I mean, unless we got NFL kickers watching the show or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's
pretty impressive. Holy cow.
55-yard punts. You guys ain't kicking the ball 55 yards.
On a fly?
It's not happening.
Or does it count with the roll?
No, there's no way in hell any of these people in this chat are making a 55-yard freaking field goal. Let alone, I don't believe any of you punting it. Maybe one of you younger ones could get a good roll and a bounce and stuff like that.
Right, on turf.
In-game live all access, 55 yards. This guy's saying punting still not happening. For the record, I used to go, too, all the time. Have a great time doing it. I got up to 35 yards where I could make a 35-yard field goal. Yeah. But I didn't have any defensive linemen trying to block it or anything like that. I was just alone. Yeah, I was alone. And I had a tee. So I'd be alone with the tee and I'd boot it.
Like, he was great. Yeah.
You go get the ball after and go do a little jog. It was like the workout. Go jog, get the ball, run back, do it again. Like, so I when I was a kid, I was sort of like, all right, I started 15 yards, 10. There was a football field near my house, my grandparents. It's pretty cool. So it was goalposts. So I used to go as a kid, all right, 10 yards, extra point, whatever. And I
Did you only have one
as I got older.
Did you only have you had to kick it and then go get it and then kick it and go get it?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I brought a bag. Like they gave
But like you, Dave, I wanted to say something too. We never finished my sport ticket story. We'll get to it later. But like you, same thing, Dave. So I played baseball and hockey as a kid. Right. My grandfather played NHL hockey and he wanted me to go to college or the NHL and blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to play football. I would have played all sports. So I love football, right? And I was like 10, 11. I lived in like a bad area, but I moved to the suburbs with my grandparents. And it was the first time ever there was a football team. Right. And the coach came up to me. He goes, hey, you're a good little hockey player. Why don't you play football, son? You know what I mean? I was like, yes, sir. I want in. And I was a DB, defensive back.
There you go.
So I was strapped up. Yeah. Was strapped up. Came home. Grandfather flipped out. Like, he was like, who told you were playing football? He's like, he called the coach. What are you telling this kid he's going to make the team for and stuff like this? He's a hockey player. Right? And I said, Grandpa, I want to play football. What's wrong? He goes, "You're going to get hurt, and it's going to affect your hockey career."
Same.
And I was like, "Come on!" So I lied. I lied. I went to practices without telling him as a kid. Even I'm like 11 years old, 12 years old. Yeah, he found out because I got hurt. So I came back and I'm all beat up. I'm limping. Like you said, too, I got run over by fat kids and stuff in the practice. And yeah, and I was like, the coaches were jerks and yelling. I was like, man, hockey ain't like this. Hockey's a lot funner than this. Like you said, it was hot. They're like, all right, guys, more laps. I'm like, even as a kid, you're running. I'm thinking, this isn't like, I just want to play the game, man. I thought we were going to play football.
I loved baseball practice and I loved hockey practice. I loved it. I mean, I didn't mind if it was hot in the summer with the, baseball didn't matter. They told us to run as pitchers. I ran. Skating, you could always skate if you got
it was fun.
To skate faster, and it was fun. Football practice, I'll never forget the first time they had us run laps in full equipment. And I was running with that helmet on going, what are we doing this stupid stuff for? I turned to my brother because we were playing peewee football. And I'm like, this is dumb. And he was like, shut up and keep running. My brother, literally, I swear to God, told me, shut up and keep running. I said, my head feels like I got a bowling ball on my head. And then I went, that freshman year of practice did me in. I turned in my uniform, 2 games to go, freshman football. Coach is like, we only got 2 games left. I said, Coach, my dad said I can't play anymore, and I don't want to play anymore. I appreciate that. Here's my uniform, and give my equipment back. I gave it all back. 2 games to go. That was it. Done.
It's a big problem. The practices are a problem. Any kid wants to play the game. It's the same thing. Yeah, you got to, it's tough, right? Because even if you're a teenager, you're like, man, basketball practice is a lot funner than this. I get to dunk and you're standing around, you're talking smack, you shoot the ball. It's like, all right, let's go. There's always someone bigger pushing you on your ass all the time.
Well, no, let's run into this dummy 100 times. Do it and then get up, and then do it again and then get up, and then do it again. And they tell you you're going to do this in the game. You're like, man, I might make 6 tackles in a game, and that's a really good game. Like, how many times are?
But that's why you have to respect these guys for going through all the practices that they have to get to this level.
Oh, hell.
And you know what it's a lot like? I'll compare it to music, Dave and Mick. It's a lot of music. Like, you don't just step onto the stage in the arena, man. There's like thousands and thousands of hours and sacrifice years and stuff that these guys didn't get laid, didn't go out. Because why? They were getting better at their craft, right? Like, and then they get rewarded for that. That's why when people say, well, I drive a truck and I make this, or I work at, in a factory and I make 15, Le'Veon Bell should shut up. Well,
yeah, right.
You're not Le'Veon Bell. You don't have the same talent, skill set. You didn't sacrifice your life. You could have maybe when you were a kid. You just said it. We didn't want to do it. That was my problem with hockey. I was good. I was a really good goalie and stuff. Like, I could have played NCAA hockey. I played in other leagues beside the NHL or whatever in Europe. I even got an offer to play in England. I was playing rock music. I had a hot girlfriend. I was like, man, you know what? It's tough to stay on track. We all know it. That's why you got to respect these guys. It's tough to stay on track. You got to love it. Love it. Louisville moving the ball again. All right, Mick. Algorithm, best bet of the week. What about your Denver Donkeys last week? What the hell was that with Nate Hackett?
I thought we weren't bringing that up. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Bring it up. Oh, boy.
It just came out. It wasn't planned. I just sort of spat it out.
Okay, Gabe, this is our buddy Clam Chowder who knows his football. Him and his kangaroo and koala mate would have been better coaches than Nate the golf hack. I was so upset. I've never been so mad at the Denver Broncos. They're an absolute disgrace. Their defense wasn't any good. Russell Wilson was okay. Jerry Jeudy dropped a pass. It was absolutely disgraceful. Seriously, Clam Chowder and his kangaroo and koala would be better coaches than Nathaniel Golf Hackett.
Fired up. How do they respond this week against the Texans? What's your sheet tell you? What's your algorithm say?
Big number. That's a big number.
Big number.
I have them at a confidence level of 12 out of 16. I think they might cover that spread of 10, but who knows? It is so hard this week. I listened to 2 experts today, and they disagreed on the plus-minus on about 12 of the games. I think the Broncos will win and hopefully cover, but so many of the games could have gone either way last week. It was absolutely craziness, as you two guys know.
Speaking of craziness, Louisville were about to score. They just fumbled, and I don't even know what the hell's going on in the Wyoming game. What's your best bets, Mick? What do you got for us?
All right. Plus minus, very tricky, but I've settled on the Bengals at -7 to destroy the Cowgirls. They were terrible even when Dak Prescott was in. I think they'll come back. I'm not worried about the 7. They'll win by 2 touchdowns, I reckon. I think the Browns also over the Jets, -6.5. I like them to win by a touchdown. But what about the Saints and the Bucks, eh? Bucks have got all these injuries, and the Saints nearly always beat them lately in New Orleans. I think the Saints will cover and probably even win. And the Eagles I like over the Vikings, but that could be an absolute ripper as well.
I like the Vikings on Monday, Dave. It's a toss-up game. It's a fun game.
That is such a hard game. It's a fun game to watch. And if the Bills, did you say anything about the Bills, Mick? I didn't hear you even mention the Bills game on Monday.
What about the Bills, Mick? Bills by $1 billion.
No, Gabriel's on the show. You come on. You got to have an opinion on the Bills game on Monday. Gabe has every bet he's made all week tied to the Bills money line. They're going to win, aren't they?
I got in on that Justin Herbert over 1.5 touchdown passes in the Bills.
With the Bills money line.
It's building. All right, what do you
Bills, right?
Yeah, what
Bills?
about the Bills, Mick? And the Titans?
Where are they in the confidence? Come on.
I have the Bills of a confidence level of 15 out of 16. They will beat those Titans. Will they cover the 10? Maybe, maybe not. That's a lot of points. Bills are very good. They're Gabe's team. Now your team, Dave, you and the quick talker, Kurtz and Mike Blewett, you're all damn Steelers fans, and I don't like the Steelers.
Yeah. What about the Steelers and the Pats?
Patriots. That's a tough one, but I think who knows? It's so hard. I'm just going to go for the Patriots because of all you Steelers at SportsGrid.
Oh, that's fine, Mick.
What'd you
Give
say?
me the total.
Give me the
total in the Steeler game.
You call George Kurtz the quick talker?
Yeah, and Blewett wears the Steeler jacket all the time. But, Mick, the total's only 40. It's going down. Is this an under game in Pittsburgh and the Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel
because they're both average teams, that's why. They're no good. Your Steelers got lucky, let's be honest. So many teams got lucky. Bengals should have won that.
You're right.
No, they intercepted Burrow 4 times. It's not really luck. Listen, Cincinnati weren't on top of their game, but you can't call it luck. Pittsburgh's defense battled, played well enough. They won the football game. Things got crazy. They did win.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I think they can grind. I think they can grind through and find a way to. I just don't think very highly of the Patriots this year. But it's not a game I want to bet because it's one of those toss-up games. Hey, Mick, what about the AFL? We got 30 seconds.
Hurry up, Mick. Come on, 30 seconds.
Take the Sydney Swans to win by 1-39, but the Collywobble Magpies probably cover. Absolute ripper. And the Geelong Cats are through to the grand final. So the winner will play the Cats next Saturday in Melbourne.
Man, we talked about Geelong all year long. Good job, Mick. Thank you. And Joe, what about the CFL? Yeah, we're out of time. Damn.
Help.